XR3i. Sounds really odd. This is going to be a really odd thing to say on the internet, but there is something so delightful about bringing an old mint car into an old village. This is Godshill on the Isle of Wight. We've just cruised through, so I thought I'd stop, get some panning shots and loveliness for you guys. There's a friggin' Tesla behind us. I know I'm probably talking to like a couple of people that maybe like those sort of cars. I don't mind them, you know, it's fine, but we're not here to, you know, slander Tesla. The difference just in design, in just everything about this car versus that car. Sorry I had to get that in the back of the shots, but it's always quite nice to show the difference sometimes. Anyway, let's get her started up. I must say, jumping back in this car, it is just the nicest place to be because it is so mint in here, because it is so well just kept. It is the experience. It is the experience, this is. Even down to like the quality of the materials is still there from this era. A refreshing thing sometimes, even I get in my own RS Turbo and I think, oh, this is, you know, sometimes it's not as nice as you want it to be. This one though, woo. Anyway, let's get out of Godshill and onwards to a seaside. Sometimes it is really refreshing for me as a car driver. I drive a lot of cars, I shoot a lot of cars for the channel. Rewarding for me to actually jump in a car from this era that's been kept so nicely. I'm not going to bang on about how mint it is, I'm not going to bang on about how it is to drive and all this sort of stuff, but I am going to overview the idea of what it's like. Obviously jumping from my RS Turbo into this, it is a very different car. Puma linkage that's been put into this is something I think all of these need. It's such a nicer throw. The drive on Coney suspension, but with standard springs, so it retains standard ride height, all that sort of stuff. Again, because mine is on full Coneys all round, a little bit more slammed than this car, I do feel a massive difference from my RS Turbo into this one. And yes, this has just had a load of stuff done to it, but I feel the refinement and I feel the standard ability that this car has. Also, can we just point out the red paint, the sunburst red paint on this XR3 is just, it makes the Escort look just the absolute part. I always think the cars from this era really wear red so well, you know, say mid 80s, maybe early 90s, and then late 90s cars I feel wear red the best, and this is no exception. I mean, it is the cleanest and straightest R3 Escort I've seen in a while. I must admit, the whole standard vibe that this car brings off, with the, you know, small pea shooter out the back, the engine bay is again completely standard. There's nothing modified or crazy going on in there. This is what it must have been like to actually drive this car in 1984 out of the showroom, all bar, you know, a couple of years on when it had been maybe used a little bit more. This is how it must have been. What an absolute treat. And I hate that I was born in 1989, so I couldn't even have experienced these cars when they came out. But thanks to owners like the owner of this car, I'm able to enjoy them in 2023. Now, as we come into a 60-mile-an-hour park road, we're in second gear, gonna rev it right out. Little bit of slip from the front end. Glorious, absolutely glorious. Not gonna tear your face off, we know that. We know that from experience. It is just a different sensation of revving a naturally aspirated engine, front wheel drive, manual gearbox up to, you know, 6,000 RPM. Do you know what the funniest thing is? And I've noticed this a couple of times, is the older gentlemen, say, you know, in their 40s, driving vans, driving trucks, maybe just driving past in their cars, are going like this. Like that as they go past, because it is such an alien thing to see on the UK roads these days. And that makes me feel so good, because I get to drive a car like this, show you guys, and I get to show the general public that people are out there still owning these things. Another little weird location I thought I'd just park in front of because it looks really cool. Shanklin Theatre on the Isle of Wight. Again, like, it's an old building and it's an 80s car. There's something about that. I always think back, like, maybe this car picked people up from a rave once in this area, maybe even in the back of a theatre at one point. It's that, innit? It's that era of like raving and just being out doing burnouts and stuff. It's that era that this car captures in the best way. But I feel like at one point Shanklin Theatre would definitely have had a rave in it. And as we enter, we cascade, down into Shanklin Seafront, one of the prime hotspots for a good ice cream. Basically a good ice cream down here. It is a very picturesque part of the Isle of Wight. Many entertainment things like a pirate ship, fake pirate ship, some golf this side, some lovely views of nearly France but quite not. But it's time to pull over, see if the ice cream shop's open. Lotus Biscoff ice cream. That's a level. Must admit, sat here, it's ice cream with an XR3i in the background. That is a day out, isn't it? More videos like this, I reckon. That was one of the better ice creams I've had from down Shanklin Seafront. Again, like I've been waffling on about all this video, it's the setting you put a car in sometimes. Driving past an arcade down a seafront, ice cream, nice day. It's like 8 degrees in the UK at the moment. It still just gives you that vibe, doesn't it? It just gives you the nicest, happiest smile on your face. First, second gear, cruising. All of these hotels are shut, maybe run down at this point. It's fine, don't worry about it. Thought I'd just show you guys a quick look around this thing. Just been doing some still stuff. We are currently still down the seafront. Nice bit of old building behind us. I'm assuming there's a landslide that's happened at some point. There's a lift in here. It's like £2 these days. I think that's extortionate for a lift. Anyway, enough about lifts. Basically, I wanted to just look around this car with you guys. No review, no crazy things. I just want to pull out a few things that I think are really cool. Front end is completely clean. Like, there's so many lines that can go wrong on these. I know I've basically, well, I haven't personally, but I got someone to, you know, completely change the front of mine and line it all up. Fog lights are on there. These little ones are actually courtesy of JW Auto Shine. They came out of an NOS box part. This was these bottom fogs, which is pretty cool. Wheels look fantastic. The red paint, honestly, when I say this car is on another level, you can see me in it. It's on another level. How clean it is. Black bumpers, a little guard black on the back there. It just looks so good. Little pea shooter. I said this in the car. A little pea shooter. There is something about it. Just makes it look so right. Little dealer sticker in there as well. Must admit, this is why I and RS Turbo falling in love with these cars is just so easy. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's get back in the car. And with that, guys, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did like this style of content, again, let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. We'll see you on the next one.